Hey guys, Dan Heilman back with another sponsored video by Dragonheir. Click the link in the description to download the game for free. Brand new season, span new game. Dragonheir Silent Gods is a season-based game that has officially launched Season 2 on December 15th, introducing a new sandbox, new strategy, and new optimized experience, just like a brand new game. You can explore the new sandbox Ether Cairn in Season 2. New strategy will be required to conquer the sea, including new elemental affinities, fire and necrosis, ice and radiance, and lightning and poison. New damage types have also been added, burning, ice blast, and thunderbolt. 30 new heroes have been added to the game, including merfolk, as well as new dungeon bosses, new equipment, and artifacts have also been added to the game. The newly optimized experience includes a smoother early game, faster growth, and seasonal benefits such as forth-faring summons, a Season 1 reward shop, and a Season 2 exclusive summon pool. Dragonheir is now live on Windows, Mac, Steam, Epic, Android, and iOS. Okay, we also have 3 codes before the video goes. These are capital sensitive, so make sure you type them exactly how I have them typed. If you want to put in the code, click the plus sign in the top right, hit settings, which is this gear symbol right here, and then you're going to go down to service. You're going to click this go button right here and you're going to type in the 3. I will put them on the screen. I'll also put them in a pin message. Remember, they're capital sensitive, so make sure you type them exactly how they're shown. Today we're going to focus on some of the optimizations to the early game. They have made a lot of changes. I am only about 2 days in terms of gameplay, but they did a lot of changes that I think are great. Let's go through some of them. One of the very first things I noticed when starting to play the game is how the dungeons unlock. So in the previous seasons, you basically start with nothing on this page here. So you have no dungeons unlocked at all. And what you have to do is go through, do a bunch of quest lines to unlock all of these dungeons, and you basically are stuck with a map that has nothing explored. However, in this season, you can see there is a lot that has already been explored. You get access to different teleport points that you've unlocked in previous seasons. So this has been a great change because it just allows you to get into the game and play the game very quickly, right? So you can start up and you can take your heroes, and the very first thing is you can go into the XP dungeon and farm the XP dungeon. So you can go right here to fast travel, go over here, and the very beginning of the early game I believe is a lot more streamlined because now you can come in here and do this quickly instead of taking the time to unlock it, right? So you can get in here, you can use your stamina, do your stuff, and then you can work on the quest line other times. So here, the beginner dungeon, the very first experience dungeon, basically what you're going to be doing here is using mostly damage dealers, right? So you can see in this team, I have one healer, I have one AoE damage dealer, another damage dealer, and I'm actually using the exclusive guy Drist here from D&D as my tank. He's a damage dealer, but he can also kind of be used as a tank. He can be quite tanky if you build him that way. I also pulled this girl in my summoning session that you guys saw on the channel the other day. I pulled her. We're going to test her out and play with her a little bit, but basically what you want here is just all AoE damage dealers. That's going to be your focus for the first couple days, first couple weeks of the season. You're going to come through here with your heroes. If you have heroes from previous seasons, obviously those are going to carry over into this season. If this is your very first season, then basically all the heroes you acquire in these seasons will carry over to all the other seasons. Their level will reset to level 1 and you will lose their gear, but you will keep artifacts. You will keep heroes. If you have skill scrolls or summons, those get kept. If you have skill ups on your heroes, those can be kept as well. And during the first week of the season, you're able to free reset any of your heroes. If you want to get your skill ups back from your heroes, you're able to do that at the beginning of the season for just a limited amount of time. So it's kind of nice, right? So each season, if you want to, you can try out different teams, different heroes. I think it's pretty cool. So normally with seasonal games, you know, you start from a fully clean slate. This game's slightly different. It's kind of like a hybrid approach between a seasonal game and a non-seasonal game, right? You get to keep a lot of your big investment items like heroes and artifacts, for example. Those are require a lot more investment than stuff like gear, right? So overall, I think they have changed the early leveling experience to make it a little bit easier. You can get in, use your stamina, get around a lot easier, and they've added a lot of other things to the game. They added some cool exploration missions where you can even get on boats and do stuff like that. So let's go take a look at that. I think this is a pretty cool feature. Okay, now let's go over and check out some of the new stuff they added, such as boat exploring. I thought that was kind of a cool addition to the game. You can see over here they added this little reef island system, which is pretty cool. If we travel over here, you can find that there is little dock stations where you can get in a boat and explore. I think that's a pretty cool addition to the game. You can do things like fish and stuff, which you have not previously been able to do. Let me remember where you go to get on your ferry. Beautiful. They show me on the map how to get to the ferry. Okay, perfect. So you can use these teleporters to move around the map quickly. And I think it's a big improvement adding, you know, allowing us to keep some of the teleporters that we've got in previous missions. So here you go. You can hop onto your boat and you can go around and explore. There's cool things that you can do in here. You can sense, let's see what we can sense here. Hey, there's a current going that way, so obviously they're gonna want me to do something over here. But you can see stuff like this where you can pick up items. So here's a bottle. There is chess and all sorts of other things you can explore and do. So if you like open world games where you can explore, this is kind of cool because it's a hybrid between, you know, a gacha game and an open world kind of RPG game. So you can see here, you can explore around, you can grab different resources. You can use these to cook different food that gives buffs for your team and stuff like that. It's kind of cool because it's kind of like a mix of something like an MMO, and then it kind of mixes that with something like a gacha game. So this is obviously a full gacha game. You can build heroes, give gear, you have variable stat gear, all of that good stuff. So very cool addition to this season. You have some pretty cool little bonus, you know, side content that you can do. So I just happened to explore this island. I came over here and this plume cat here came out. Ooh, very hard wisdom check. Okay. Oh, to tame him. What does that mean? I can fly on him? That'd be freaking cool. This dice right here was gotten through the event in the last season. So they have some very cool exclusive items that you can get that you can't get in new season. So if you start the game now, you can get some of those, but you can see this level 100. What? That's very high level. Let's see how this goes. So I have this random encounter that was just found because I happened to, oh, it's not level 100, it's level 18, okay. Anyways, so we have this new encounter here. You have different types of quests, right? You have the gold quests that are going to be your main quests. You have, oops, I clicked the wrong button there. If you click this tab here, you can see the different quests you have. You have the main quests, which end up being like an orange or a yellow. They turn this white color when you don't have the necessary requirements. Again, another great change to the game, because before it didn't tell you, you know, the prerequisites sometimes, and it was kind of confusing. You get these guide quests, which just kind of help you with different things, and you get these side quests. This is like the one I just picked up here. These are in purple, and basically they just give you free rewards. Again, these worm arrows are fully reserved, meaning they don't reset over the season, and you can use these to buy summons, to buy skill ups for your heroes. So it's a very powerful currency that can be used for almost anything inside the game. There's all sorts of little puzzles like this, all sorts of different things like this. They have tower defense in this game. Very cool. They have, I've never had a game really try to get so many of these little mini games into one game. The only other game I saw kind of like that was kind of like Lost Ark, which also had, you know, ships and sailing on the ocean and stuff like that. That game had some of the similar stuff like this, but all right. So after completing that and doing the puzzle, basically we got right here and we still are helping this person here. I killed her, so I just killed her little friend maybe, or maybe it was someone holding her hostage. Who knows? There's all sorts of little tiny side quests and stuff like that where you can get just small amounts of currency to help you inside the game. So if you like exploring and this definitely is going to be a great game for you, because there is so much you can do in it. There's, you know, the map is quite large for here. There's all sorts of different places you can go and explore. If you look at the map, you can see all this stuff. Like over here, I haven't explored any of this stuff down here. So another real cool part of this is just, you know, finding a random merchant here in the middle of the ocean. I can trade with them, and they even sell maps, which is really cool. I can get gear for my heroes and all of that, but oops, I meant to hit this. They have this map system where you can find certain vendors in the game that aren't really hidden, but are kind of just, you know, hanging out during the map. And you can see, boom, I just explored a new region because I purchased that map for a little bit of gold. So now that's unlocked and I can see kind of what's over there, but really cool. I mean, having all these different islands, totally different zones than they've had previously, right? So if I look at some of the previous zones, like this zone, for example, this zone was from either the last season or the season before. So it's kind of cool because each new season opens up a new aspect of the map. We have this zone. This, I think, was from the first season, if I remember correctly. This one was from the second season. And you can see just there's lots of cool areas with different terrain types, different enemies. And the cool thing is they're actually in the wild. There's different plants you can grab. So there's all sorts of different plants and different things like that. And all you can, when you go back to the camp, you can use these to cook. They have this really cool cooking system. So in here, if I have mats that I don't know what they do, for example, if I want to mix some fish with some other fish with a starfish and see what it cooks for me, it'll make me something, and then I learn that recipe, right? So here's a roll to see if I get extra pieces of food for it, and you can see, boom, now I have a new recipe unlocked. You can see now I can use these three things whenever I want in the recipe book up here to make it. You can see that, so it's pretty cool. You can to pick out some of these, you can kind of just mix some different things. Like if I want pineapples and raspberries, maybe that'll taste good. I can do that, and it will give me a different type of food. And all of these food items usually have buffs to, hey, perfect. So I should get an extra one. Or 2 extra, even better. So pretty cool. You can see this one gives me resistance for all my allied heroes for 600 seconds, which is 10 minutes. So you can buff. You can use food to also restore the HP of your enemies when you're on the open world. So a pretty cool little system. And then you have all sorts of crafting benches and stuff inside the game. You find basically a hammer. You can see right here, available when Forge 2 is unlocked. So if I click this, there's a hammer that is somewhere in the open world that I need to go find. And that allows me to upgrade my forge so that I can forge better gear. I still have to farm these from gear dungeons. So you still have to farm gear from dungeons, but you can craft with extra mats. You can even craft things like these runes that you can get to equip as well. They're kind of like rings and amulets in this game. So lots of cool crafting and upgrading and exploring. Exploring is definitely a huge part of this game. And then you also have stuff like the horn over here where you get a chance every day to get a legendary from the horn. Doesn't happen often, but it's really nice when you do. You have training and all sorts of stuff over here as well. So you have like training that kind of tells you, oops, this is not the training. I meant to click the other one. This is like collections for albums. If you go do things, you can get rewards for doing them, but from like exploring or doing certain quests, stuff like that. And then when you get them all for that, as you can see, you get the worm arrow, the better currency. But here you also have training. You know, you can go do some training when you first start the game and you get different rewards for it. So that's pretty cool. And it looks like they added a new feature in here. Let's check that out. So I have not seen this before, but it looks like, hey, friendly sparring. Oh, cool. So you can invite other people. This is a new feature that I haven't seen before. That's pretty cool. So I think people who are online, you can invite them to come versus you in an arena match. That's pretty cool. And I believe it. All right, one last thing before we finish the video. You basically have this season 1 shop. So at the end of season 1, you can come in here and purchase whatever you want. So you can get dice, you can get the Lego skill up scrolls, which are very important. Some other stuff like this Misty Lens, which literally has no use, but it's cool. Oh no, this one does have a use. They have some other little items that they put in the game that had no use, kind of just like a fun little thing that you get to keep. But this one, apparently, you can modify your character's race, which is pretty cool. Because they added stuff like lizard folk into this season, which they had not had previously. I was curious if they were going to let us change it, and I just found it. There it is. So, okay, that's it for the video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like and that subscribe button. Again, click the link in the description to download the game for free. Brand new season, span new game. All right, have a great day, everyone. Hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you did, please hit that subscribe button and that like button. That's it. Have a great day. See you guys.